Today's shir is dedicated for Ziva Hagan, for Sipora Bracha, Bas Chavaleya. She should find her Zivug very, very quickly, very soon. It's also dedicated to a very special family. I have a very special closeness with for many, many years. For many, many years, we were davening for a shidduch, and then for a number of years, we were davening for a baby. And Baruch Hashem, they had a baby boy. The bris will be this Friday, and I'd like to dedicate the following shir today to them as well. The pasuk that we say in davening every morning at the end of Hodu says like this: "Vani b'chastecha b'tachti, yoge libi b'shuasecha, ashir laHashem ki gamal alai." I believed in your chesed, says David HaMelech, and my heart rejoiced in your salvation. Ashir laHashem, I'll sing to Hashem ki gamal alai, because you bequeathed me with Yeshua. And the Vilna Gaon explains on this pasuk. He says there's three stages of bitachon. There's when a person has the tzara and they turn to Hashem and they cry out to Hashem. They might even come here to the Kaisel and they pour their heart out in tears to Hashem. They might even dedicate a Torah shir on Torah time, even when Rabbi Travis is shir. And they that's the first level, says the Gra. And then after weeks, months, some even many years, the Yeshua comes and they feel gila. Gila is when you have the Yeshua, you feel tremendous feelings of chesed to Hashem. And finally, he says the Vilna Gaon is the last stage is Ashir Hashem Ki Gamal Alai, is that afterwards, when after Yeshua has come, then you sing Shira to Hashem. And the question I had this morning was as follows: why is the Shira afterwards? Why can't it be B'Shas Maisa? Sing Shira to Hashem to have the Yeshua. And in fact, we find at Sancheriv, at the war of Sancheriv, so Chizkiyahu could have been Mashiach, the war in Sanhedrin says. He didn't sing Shira. All the army of Sancheriv died miraculously in one night, and Chizkiyahu could have been Mashiach. He didn't sing Shira. So we find that there is a situation where a person is expected to say Shira at the time of the Yeshua. But we find also, says the Gra, right, and this is in the more basic situations, right? Perhaps if you have a nace to the extent of Chizkiyahu, you're expected to sing Shira right away. But in general, you're not supposed to sing Shira right away. In general, the Shira is supposed to come later on. And what's Pshat in that? And I believe the Pshat is as follows. Yeah. When a person has a difficulty and he davens to Hashem, that creates passionate feelings in his heart. He really wants the Yeshua. He's turning to Hashem. He's putting his place and hope and trust only in a Kadosh Baruch Hu. That's Vani B'Chastecha B'Tachti. Yogili B'Yeshua, when the Yeshua comes, he's ecstatic. Baruch Hashem, everybody's singing, and you get emails about and pictures of babies, and it's wonderful. Yeah? But it's not yet the full picture, because it's only when a person goes back and thinks, wow, years of davening for the shidduch, for the chasna, for the baby, and you go back and think, if it wasn't for all those years that Hashem didn't answer my tefillas, I wouldn't have grown in my bitachon. I wouldn't have had so many tefillas. I wouldn't have made so many kabbalas. You think about all of the difficulty that went into having this shidduch and having this child. Yeah, that's Ashir Hashem Gemalai. Ashir Hashem Gemalai is only when you realize that the suffering, the difficulties, was also an important part of Yeshua. Thank you, Hashem, for things look bad. Because that creates Shira. Shira is passion. A person's heart is filled with passion and yearning and chukka. And when you express that after years and years of davening, that's Ashir Hashem Ki Gamalai. The singing can only come when you realize that all of what looked like was suffering was really Hashem building me up closer and closer to Him, developing the relationship. Yeah, developing the relationship that we should be very, very close to Hashem. And this is so important, right? In fact, Medrash Chazal tell us about Moshe Rabbeinu. Ba'az chatasi, ba'az tekanti, right? Moshe Rabbeinu comes to Hashem and says, "What's going on? You told us to me to speak to Paro, and I went into Paro. It just made the difficulty more and more and more on the Jewish people." Right? Az. Moshe Rabbeinu says Az, and Chazal say he was chotu with Az, and later on he was mitaken with Az when he's saying Az Yishem Moshe. The Maharal says Az is Alf on Zayin, is 1 on 7. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is running everything. 7 represents nature, and Aleph 1 represents Hashem. When you see that Hashem is running everything, and even the difficulty that we had, also that was from Hashem. That's Az Chatosi Va'az Tikati. When you could take those passions and yearnings and send it back to Hashem and say, everything Hashem does was completely perfect. Yeah, Atzor Tamim Poilo, Kikol Jocha Mishpat. Everything Hashem does was perfect. Every little ant drop and iota of difficulties that we had, it was all Hashem behind it. And that elicits song and passion and singing. That's Ashir Hashem Gimalai. It can't come right away. And that's why Chazal tell us, in Shabbos, that Hanukkah didn't come right away. It's the Shana Haba, Kavo Sam, L'Yam Tovim, Shal Vodah. Right? And Hallel is singing to Hashem. To sing to Hashem, you needed a year. To look back what happened. The Yavanim came. Yavanim Nikbetzu Alai. Right? Azai B'mei Hashmanim. Parts of make life. The Timu Kol Hashmanim. Right? V'nosek and Kanem Nasanes L'Shanim. Right? Kavashiru Ananim. The Shiru Ananim only came later on. L'Shana Acheres. Shana Ba. The next year. Because it needs time. You need time to think about it and to realize everything Hashem does is good. Everything is perfect. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should help us. He should help Tzipor Bracha Bas Chavaleya. She should find her Zivug B'Karov. He should help the Mishpacha who had such a wonderful simcha that they found such a wonderful chassan, and now they have a wonderful baby boy who will be going into Bris Shalav Ravino this Friday. They should help every single person who needs a Zivug, and every single person who needs wants to have children. All of them should have bracha and hatzlacha, and they should realize at this time of bitachon, to put their hopes only on a Kadosh Baruch Hu, not in the doctors, and not in this one, and not in the shadchanim, right? Nobody, only a Kadosh Baruch Hu. You have to wish stylist, perhaps, but don't put any trust in them at all. Only in Hashem. And then if you do that, then when the Yeshua comes, Ashir Hashem ki gamalai, you realize the whole struggle, it was important, because that brought you into a different place. That made you a different person. And that's Ashir Hashem ki gamalai. Hashem shall help each and every one of us to sing a beautiful shira to Hashem. Amen. Ken Ratzon.